Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm OP, and in today's episode we will be going over some of the best highlights between T1 and KT from the 2023 LCK Summer Playoffs. Without further ado, let's dive straight into the action.
Yeah, once you get to the point where there's enough damage for BDD, I can't make a point, they're in!
Yeah, Owner is going to twist it, advance forward. BDD's going to flash away. Sapling is down, but it shouldn't find him. Faker's already flashed over, shifts the sands. BDD tries to slow him down, but it does not work. Arise, Sand Soldier, and there is first blood.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a huge lead here now for Faker in the mid lane.
And then they've already been able to build up. We haven't really talked about top lane, but with how the early game went, we did see a big lead as a possible dive might be set up here.
Yeah, there's a killer instinct on Gumayushi, who has ulted already. Lahen's looking to find his way down there. There's the adhesive. The passive comes down though, and that's almost just a solo kill. Walks onto the slowy ground, and that's why Lahen's manages to pick up one as well. Nice kill for KT.
Yeah, because they weren't just going to go, all right, we'll give this Herald up. They're like, let's see what we can get. If we get a pick mid, we get this Herald, and then this killer instinct here, this shield is going to absorb a lot of that early damage. Then this is just going to be a stack up off the passive. Nothing Guma can do once the slow comes through.
Pretty big mistake there from Guma, because the summoners there is definitely the right call, but could have been avoided, and we're starting to see KT ramp up the pressure.
Well, Cannonball's coming in as Cuz looking for Faker, doesn't quite find the Q. Stun lands though from BDD, and surely one of these CCs is going to work. No, Faker's able to shift the sands. He gets himself back to the turret.
I mean, this is just what Faker does on the Azir pick. It's so hard to lock this guy down. He knows how to shuffle out of almost
nothing happened, so I assume it's going to be fine. But Zeus, because of the attention that's been paid towards Faker...
Lahen's is... Yeah. Okay, right of the Arcane comes down, and Faker avoids the majority of it by walking.
Walks it off, but Zeus being 20 CS up, right up the enemy backline, outside of the Maokai ult, can be hard, and this choke point, I don't think you can move through.
Yeah. You can see Keen already teleporting in. Here's the Nature's Grasp, though, is now Keen looking for an opportunity, finds a Q onto Owner, and then dashes away. That's a big old ulti as Lahen's. He's in there and then out of there. Faker taking a fair bit of damage. Keen, though, is getting very low. Two-man Q comes through from Keen, but now he's still just on the run, and Gumayushi is free hitting. There's a flash forward as BDD is just collapsed on, and Gumayushi picks up the kill on the Xerath. KT not really coming out ahead on that one, although Lahen's did manage to secure the eye still. Cuz getting engaged on, and Faker going to be tanking that turret for a little bit longer than he otherwise wanted to. Still, big win for T1.
If you give up that Herald, you're going to lose all that this objective. And when you watch how it all starts off here, they have choke point control. BDD's doing a decent amount of poke here, but then Keen, isolated at the front, takes so much damage here from Faker and the Leandries, has to get out. Lahen's also gets the eye, but is now a non-factor. And while BDD's hiding back here, trying to do as much poke as possible to try to make sure that T1 can't subsequently take out the turret, he puts himself in an exposed angle here, gets caught by Owner, and is subsequently taken out.
And I think that could have gone much worse. BDD and Keen actually did a really good job to deny Faker the shuffle, because if that shuffle actually comes through, Faker
poke out with the Xerath, with the with the Kai'Sa W's, but Zeus on a flank here.
Yeah, is going to be on vision when he does umbrally dash over that wall. Arctic Assault gets Cuz to relative safety, but it means they're not able to get themselves the Drake. That is a decent ult, but it's going to be avoided by Faker, and the Infernal Chains pull back the Sejuani. And Zeus going to grab that kill now. KT might be forced to fight. BDD in a decent position right now, but T1, they just hold the phalanx together, and they're going to be able to walk the Drake as well. They don't lose their turret. Everything working out here.
Yeah, the fact that they're able to save the turret in itself is incredible. And once again, Faker almost gets the shuffle Emperor's Divide and is caught by BDD's stun.
Another time, another chain, and another kill for Zeus. 2-0-1 now on this Aatrox.
And I think T1, you lose that mid turret, it is just kind of unplayable. They are able to defend the Herald here, but they can't get Prio, even with Herald here. And then watch Faker here get shut down on his attempt to shuffle. He has to flash. Arguably didn't really have to, but otherwise this fight is just a wash. KT, no ability to contest, unable to get turret, and T1 are just running away with this game.
And that Aatrox Maokai 1-2 combo proves to be so pivotal here, right? Every single time, if anything hits, if Maokai hits a W...
Stay alive. They get a teleport and a kill.
That's pretty significant. This is going to stop that Baron pressure, because that was the next sticking point here for T1, is the fact that Baron has spawned. It's 2-item Azir, 2-item Zeri. Oh, could happen again.
Yeah. And he presses W a few times. There's a flash from Keen. Emperor's Divide comes down as there's the flash over from aiming. Couple of autos and both solos are now dead for T1.
Just like that, KT's back in the game. I mean, it's
one. And T1 are a long way away from this. Kerry is going to turn up, but he's not exactly all that tanky. Ona trying to speed his way in there with that Shirelli, as it is going to be the Baron secured. Can KT escape? Is the question. Nature is grasping, and Gumayushi's going to press the ult button. There's the cleanse as well. It's beautiful, and BDD's going to be taken down. The Singed also dead, as Keen's just trying to keep him busy. It's a double now, and Gumayushi's just trying to keep them here. It does not work out. KT do make a couple of these back. Probably going to be the way to do it. As we have a look at the replay here, the Baron is going to go down to KT, and T1 close in.
Tries to block here, still gets caught here. Owner gets on top of EDD. There's no mobility for this mid laner. He is just going to get caught and destroyed. Keen can't heal for anybody. Nothing he can do. And hey man, I mean, they were able to successfully pick off that turret, which is significant money, but you know, no Baron power here to speak of. As Zeus is actually a real threat. Here comes that ult.
Yeah, Nature's Grasp does come through here as Kane trying to mitigate that CC. Does a decent job, but still has to flash. That's BDD. Locked down, and the rest of KT just scattering, because nothing he can do about it. And it's another kill for Gumayushi. And how much can they take off the back of this one? They just wait for 1 second after that Baron wears off. And now they are inside KT's base, just tearing things apart.
Clear this Baron pit here, T1, was very, very quickly, as you can see. And now KT kind of blind here. Not a whole lot of information, not any ability to get BDD into position here. See if T1 gets Zeus on this flank.
Well, Lehen's possibly caught out. There's the Emperor's Divide. Lehen's is going to flash, aiming as well, having to flash to get out of the way. Down to his GA now as Gumayushi is causing BDD to have to get out of here. The stun's not going to work. The cleanse is beautiful. Ona locks down one. And T1, they don't even need a Baron to win this game, I don't think. They're just going to push this top lane, and it's only Cousin Keen to try and defend.
Last attempt. It's too many threats, as you mentioned, Chronicler, and Guma just winning this one as aiming takes so much damage early, even with his GA. There's just no chance, and a very one-sided game here to start off the series.
It's not what we were expecting out of game one. Of course, T1 fans absolutely elated. T1, of course, have been phenomenal on the blue side, but also getting a great start in this series. Last time they lost game one. This time, they're celebrating on the enemy nexus at the end of game one. Look at these extendo beams from Gumayushi, having a day out on the Zeri here in this one. They take down the remaining turret. Yeah, Carrier is going to suffer a death. It's his first one for the series, though. We'll give it to him. And T1 victorious in game number one.
Just a straight up
on and blow them up, right? Start the Viego resets and get off on the right foot right from the get-go. And with Lulu, that does become a whole lot harder. I think top side in particular needs to go way better. If Zeus gets a free lane again and T1 gets the...
Done certainly erupting when T1's names are called out, and here we are under the rift for the second game. Faker taking a bit of damage. That's a flash from Lehen's. Everyone turning up for this party. It reminds me of Dumbledore all those years ago, but not actually able to get the kill like his Janna was able to.
And the state of this lane here in the bottom lane is just so rough. Owner's wrapping around now as well. There's just no help to stop him. And I mean, they're going to look for a dive here.
Well, we'll see whether Lehen's can stay alive as the polymorph does come through. That's first blood going to Gumayushi, and Carrier going to be able to get out of there. He was tanking the turret just beautifully.
And the TP committed as well here from BDD so late. A huge
lead for Guma can mean an early dragon here as Lens has no flash, right? So just walk up, polymorph him, and Owner doesn't even have to invest his own flash, because he could have gone for a flash. So really good read from KT, denies T1 the opportunity to further snowball. As Owner is waiting here.
Trying it once again. He does have flash, but no ult, as you say.
He's going to turn up now. Zeus, World Ender has been popped. Let's see whether he can land the chains. There's the flash forward. Flash comes out as Keen is going to slice, but there's the Glacial Prison, and he's put in the ground. That's the second one for T1.
Perfectly played there. Owner holds off on the permafrost.
Fantastic start in game one, and now in game two, a huge lead as well. BDD got his stun prepped.
Oh yeah, Faker could be in trouble here. Does have flash available. There's the Emperor's Divide once again. The Q's in the air, but it's not enough. Lehens is chasing after Faker, and he's now running the wrong direction. So he's just going to try and waste as much time as possible.
He might get the execute.
Yeah,
It's going
can
to
he
be close.
actually get there? No, he's not going to be able to. So BDD is going to be able to get the first kill here for KT.
He allowed him to have a second time, as we'll watch this once more. As Chronicler mentioned, waits for the permafrost to get stacked up here. Keen isn't going to get caught by that Q knockup, but the flash comes through here. There's the permafrost, the follow-up stun. So easy to hit while the enemy is stunned. Really nicely played. And then here, Faker is going to buy a ton of time. Almost gets the execute, almost gets out of here. Even with all this CC, the flash timing with the Emperor's Divide is so clean.
And crucial here is that BDD does actually end up picking the kill, because I think Annie being in a good spot in this game is really important for KT, because so much of your team fighting is going to revolve.
Bottom lane doing fantastic things here. Miyoshi Carrier having a good time. His owner getting pushed away, but does find a Glacial Prison, and now Lehens just in CC hell. Not entirely sure what he was doing, standing that far up though.
Well, just really trying to keep some controlled vision here, but they're just not respecting the power of the Sejuani. They thought that they were... Keen still has some control, but ultimately it may not matter.
Yeah, that is first Turret Blood going over to T1 here. Drake is going to be spawning in 40 seconds time, and so now T1 with so much extra control of that bottom side. His owner moving towards this top lane. Keen trying to just start the fight, but Kerry is even here. I have a feeling this Crocodile is a handbag, and he's going to die on his own terms by the looks of things. Zeus going to be able to collect it in the end.
And I think that the time...
Yes, just getting plate gold topside, has teleport.
Yeah, he can get over whenever he would like. Of course, Keen doesn't have the luxury as there's a Glacial Prison. Lehens just soaking it up. Cuz down relatively low. They should be able to get this Drake, but can they actually get themselves out of here is the question. Cuz will secure it, slinks into the mist. And T1 just say, well, I mean, we're happy to just take a whole bunch more plate gold. BDD's going to teleport towards that top lane as the Mountain Rift does come in. Emperor's Divide is going to discover aiming. Who's going to ult and die? Carrier locks down the kill, and Faker just seems to be picking whoever he wants on this map. And
KT can feel pretty okay about that, right? Because you get this, but the moment the TP comes in, you can see T1 know that they have a health bar advantage. They just go in. They know that we have a TP, so if you full commit to this, Zeus TP's in, we win.
If he's forced to ult just cuz, then you could probably say that that was a KT win. But it looks like T1 are just going to back away, allow Zeus to do his thing as there's a flash. The Tibbers is going to connect onto Carrier and they lock him down. Emperor's Divide not going to do too much here, but the Rift Herald somehow was secured by T1. And now Faker, bone plating going to be going down. Tibbers continuing to walk forward, and T1 do get themselves out of the sticky situation. They only lose their Lulu. No, they only lose their Lulu.
And ultimately, it's a great position here for T1 Zeus on the flank.
Yeah, aiming, clearing out that control ward from max range. Let's see whether they can steal this away. It's not going to be allowed to, but now Zeus is going to get caught on that flank. Can they take him down? Yes, they can. They trade it for the Drake, though, so I don't know about the play here, because I think T1 kind of happy to deny Soul Point and just give up one kill.
Now BDD is going to teleport topside here and keep this turret alive. Aiming going to push bottom side as well, so they're going to get a little bit more out of this, but they'll probably commit to trying to get some prio for that objective. But Faker here is one of those pick targets.
Yeah, it does have his crown, and they're going to look to try and stop him. They do deny the shifting sands at the beginning, but then he just gets himself out. Another Glacial Prison comes in. Aiming's going to be interrupted by Oda. Absolutely beautiful play. Now Carrier taking some damage, but the Featherstorm's going to save Miyoshi. Lehens has to go golden, and he's not going to be able to get himself out of it. Keen is going to be the first to go down in the fight, and T1 are just juggling the aggro gorgeously. Ko's going to be the next victim here as T1 are looking for match point. They are looking for no mercy, and they want to head towards the final.
Faker, he lives! He lives in more ways than one. He does not go down in this fight, but he's got that extra survivability. He's got Merc Treads here, and when they use the Blast Cone to get on top of him here, he's very aware of this possibility. Instantly Emperor's divides through the stun, then is able to slide into the Baron pit, get around this corner while Owner Peels gets the knock up here. Wild Growth is committed, and with a teleporting Aatrox in the middle of this fight, there is no way out for KT Rolster here. And Faker, because he's got long range, is still going to offer some support here in the team fight, and it is just a wash once again for KT. So close, but not enough.
And the first part of the burst goes into Faker, and that might be the most high-value crown I've...
It's just hasn't been enough to mitigate T1. And they still get so many of these tools that just look really, really strong.
It's 9 games of his year for Faker this playoffs. 9.
Yeah, a little bit of a stun there on Gumayushi, and now he's just going to turn it. Looks for Keen. Dominus comes through. Decent quickness there as he does get the knock up onto Gumayushi, and he is taken down. Now aiming is at full health, and Zeus does find a knock up on him. But now Koz dives forward. Can Zeus find the kill? The answer is yes onto Lehens. Now down to his GA though, as now Zeus is looking for aiming. The dash does come,
That's a big
and that
shutdown.
means that the shutdown goes to aiming, and maybe KT have some luck pretty quickly. And T1 will start off the Baron. Where is B2D is the question. He heads towards the top side, but like you say, they know it. T1 immediately pull the trigger. This time though, the Emperor's Divide doesn't find it. Is it going to matter? That's the question. As Gumayushi is going to lock down so many aiming. I don't think he can do it by himself. 3 kills already go down. Every carry on T1 is massive, and Zeus will get the last one against this Zeri. And yeah, B2D survives, but there's nothing he can.
And with this, T1 about to go up 2-0 here. The expectations kind of going to get thrown on its head in this one.
It absolutely is. T1 just demolish KT in back-to-back games. Blue side, red side, doesn't seem to matter. This squad is just taking names. And this is looking like a very different version of T1. Not the one that we saw in round 2 of Summer. This looks a little bit more red. Whoa. Pretty sure you could hear that chant throughout the entirety of Daejeon.
Daejeon just got more fun.
Yeah, it certainly did.
And
the fun is ramping.
It's so fun. It's Daejeon, guys.
How many goos again?
5.
Oh.
Is obviously aware. Keen does have flash in Q3.
Yeah, does find the Q3 there as well, as now Zeus looks for the knock-up, does get it, but it's a decent stun. The chain does come down, and another Q is going to connect. Does he find the Q3? That's the question. The answer is no.
He doesn't even flash.
I thought
No.
for sure he flashes for that.
He got
thought
the Umbral
100%
dash,
he was
though.
going to flash.
Another Umbral dash. Second one, I think.
Game here in the laning phase, despite the tough matchup, and now they're going to contest this dragon.
Yeah, Gumayushi a little bit pushed away from the rest of his team. That is going to be the Drake secured. There's a flash forward from Lehens. Faker possibly in trouble as well, as he's going to flash. Rocket jump going to be utilized here as the Conqueror is going to proc Cuz. Can you find the stun? The Petrifying Gaze is just fantastic, but the follow-up isn't quite there. Aiming, going to dash on forward. It could be dangerous though, because the blender is set up for Gumayushi. B2D dives on top of him, but he's got red, white, and you should not fight KT. Eventually he does go down, and now it's Aiming's turn to be the Gatling gun. Carrier is a monster, but I don't know whether he can win this fight, and that's a triple. We certifying it.
I think we'll certify that one. I think we're putting the stamp on it right now. Both KT and T1 fans are holding their breaths as Lehens gets the flash here out initially, traded, and then Faker perfectly uses his ultimate. He was talking about, look at this mana for this. Barely has enough to get the stun set up here to kite back, and then Gumayushi on red-white with aiming here in this pit, kites it back extremely nicely. But unfortunately, Zeri plus Tristana, there's just too many threats here. There's too much damage. Still early for this Cassiopeia, and the bounces are real.
And really big here.
Cuz.
Yeah, is Aiming actually going unchecked, right? He's the one that just
Demonstrating the value of a champion with base damages that are pretty good in that fight, as we have a bit of a battle here. Faker taking a lot of damage. Rocket jump comes over. Ona finds an isolated B2D, but the Cassiopeia goes down once again. B2D doesn't get stunned, and so Ona is not able to finish him off. And Cuz and B2D working out this early game quite nicely. Carrier not quite here in time.
Yeah, I feel like Faker played that button, and that's going to be the end of that, but Wave's getting deleted in mid at the same time.
Yeah, some speed ups coming through here. Another teleport to come down as Tristana's turning up. This Buster Shot could be deadly as Carrier wants to get underneath the turret, but he's not going to be able to. B2D just explodes him, and Aiming is going to solo kill Gumayushi, who is on relatively low health. Wanted to deny some assists, I guess. And KT, this is what we were kind of expecting from the beginning of the series.
arms of a Cassiopeia or an Aatrox that somehow gets a big play as Faker.
He's going to get jumped on here by B2D. The explosive charge is starting to stack up, and now Faker doesn't really have a tower to go back to. You can see KT spacing, trying not to give him that Petrifying Gaze angle. He may find it there as BDD just sidesteps. That was gorgeous. I thought he was actually facing him, but no. Split second, and now Kerry is going to turn up to die. Aiming was here alongside Lahens.
And there's no cross map.
Ones.
There's no...
Faker going to be moving in here once again. BDD presses his W on top of the snake. As Kane just trying to play bouncer. Yeah, Gumayusi might have an angle, but he's just going to get flashed on. Flashes away after the cleanse there as well. Decent interrupt from Kane. Zeus just explodes. The lethality Aatrox not working in this game quite as well as the last. And Faker by himself going to get skated on by Aiming. And it's a double for the Zeri. 7-0-3 now as BDD grabs his fourth.
It's up this Baron. I think it's a pretty easy call here for KT to be wary of this. And if no one here on T1 is even nearby, they just get it.
They have a blue trinket?
Well, I don't... Yes, they are going to be able to use one, as now Ona, can he just dive in and steal it? The answer is yes, he can dive in. Can he actually steal it? As no, he's not going to be able to. They take down the bug, they take down the Baron, and KT... Oh man, this push could be frightening.
Yeah, that's probably the moment he jumps in. No one damage. There's no Ezreals or anything that can actually get, as I'm pretty sure Owner is about to be collapsed on and in deep trouble again.
Or he... Okay, who wins this fight? As he is going to go invisible, Aiming, looking for some burst fires, does manage to find him, jumps on top of the bug, and the burst fire not going to be outplayed this time. Aiming grabs the kill onto the Kazakhs.
As it turns out, he doesn't have to click on you to hurt you.
Turn up, decent little knock up there as the Infernal Chains will be broken. Kane just keeping Gumayusi busy where he can. T1 not going to take this lying down, right? They are going to make KT work for it. But with 3 inhibitors down, it is so difficult to hold them off.
In 15, and it's just so tough.
All right. Possible angle, but no, Cuz is so tanky. There's a Flash Magnet Storm as the dive in from Lahens is fantastic. Charms them all up. The 2-man Q from Keen as well as they lock down the Aphelios. He's the key target. BDD creating chaos as well. And both of the damage dealers will be taken out outside of Faker, who is going to have to ult and flash away from this one. And now Nexus turrets will be torn apart. And maybe we've got a series on our hands as KT will come alive and take game number 3 to deny the 3-0 sweep from T1.
Some good draft adaptation is all they need. And KT come back in
the Rift for game number 4. All right, KT fans finding their voices somewhat here. As Gumayusi, his turn to be on the Zeri. We'll see whether he performs as well. Defend. And of course, these junglers have been fighting this whole time. BDD does have level 6, and he's moving down towards the bottom side. Is there an avenue to get in? Is now Carrier possibly out of position? There's the crash down, but Gumayusi's gonna hold it. It's massive. First blood goes to BDD, but it's answered immediately as the Zeri picks up a kill on Lahens. Is doing his best to run away. It's not going to quite work out. And now Gumayusi is fighting the Ahri. He flashes forward and now Aiming. Looks for a feather storm and shuts him down.
Oh, the KT side of the audience going crazy here as this might be one small avenue for them to potentially get back into this game. It's huge that BDD picks up that gold because he's 30 CS down here in the mid lane. Down a plate now as well. Rise getting advantage top side. But still, you needed something as KT. Now it's gonna...
Keen just getting comboed. He's trying to realm warp his way out, and he's gonna get there because the body slam was on cooldown as well as the cask. So just barely a...
But he's still gonna be able to get enough prio here to collapse over. Aiming has ult back up. This is an opportunity here for KT if they group up fast. Oh, no, misclicking on the sweeper.
Yeah, sometimes, you know... you kind of miss it.
Now, finally started up here by KT. Both mid laners have teleport.
Yeah, control it sort of all over the places. There's the flash forward from Lahens. He tries to find the quickness, but doesn't get there. Keeper's verdict goes wide as now Keen is sprinting away from Carrier and Gumayusi, and Zeus is looking to start up Shelly now. It's a wild goose chase for Ona as he's now looking to turn it. Cuz is going to intelligently not go into the Realm Warp as the Magnet Storm comes down. So they trade maybe their jungler for a Herald, but this one's going down very, very slowly. And there's the last auto. So Aiming's going to lock down that kill onto the Poppy. And now they look to burst down the Rift Herald. And T1 will be able to get it. So it's an unorthodox way of locking it down. But I guess we take it.
Very messy though, because this gives BDD the opportunity to catch back up both in CS and in Blades. It also is an invested TP from Faker. And a kill going over to 8-5 here for this fight. If T1 can get to 2 Drakes, gonna be feeling really good.
He just teleported bottom. He's gonna be behind on this play. I think T1 really have this on lock, essentially. Keen actually gonna show up for this fight though. He's ready.
Yeah, Faker looking for a pop blossom angle as there's the keeper's verdict. It does go wide. There's the 3-man though, and Faker takes matters into his own hands. Lahens immediately taken down. Zeus, he's a bit late for the fight because T1 have already won. The Blade Caller is decent, but it's not quite going to be enough as Cuz's life may be safe, but no, the barrel comes down and demolishes them. Keen doing the best he can, BDD as well, trying to save it. Orbit Deception not quite there. He's got another one. The Charm is going to land. T1's health bars are so low, but still no kill for KT.
I think if this is the late comes through, but they just don't have enough, and it's really just about Faker's engage here. Look at the angle. Pop Blossom flash into 3. Keen's able to sidestep it critically, but it's instantly a dead Rakan, and Aiming is out of this fight. Cuz getting chased down, and Keen just can't offer anything alone. There's no front line for him.
What's really big though is that while they're able to actually kill Cuz, they expend so many resources, and Lahens dies very early, which means he's able to actually make his way back towards the play. And we did see in the picture-in-picture that KT still picked up.
Flashing on top of Faker. Gumayusi turns up though, and KT are going to realize that they ain't winning this one. And Ona, he's here as well. Doesn't quite have the ultimate as another Pop Blossom is going to land onto 2. Keen's underneath the turret. It's a decent Magnus Storm though as Faker was tanking for too long. And KT are looking to now turn it. The quickness is glorious from Lahens. And now BDD finds everyone with the Everfrost. The cleanup should be pretty comfy. And Aiming just asks everyone, what did he miss? And he missed KT finding their way back into this game.
4 kills here, and it looked so good for the turn for T1. Flashes down for Keen. And now it's really hard to win this against really fantastic turn here. Faker ready with flash ult.
Yeah, see whether Cuz can find a miracle here as Body Slam is going to go wide. BDD also trying to be tricky, and there's the teleport in from the top side of the map as Faker is going to launch his way forward as the Zeri. Aiming going to get caught out of position, but Faker immediately goes golden. He's distracting them so that his team can take the Baron, but he's still going to get flashed on. The Baron does go over, and now Cuz trying to keep everyone busy. It's a decent knockback. Owner in trouble, but Keen as well is very low. He goes golden as well, but he's in amongst 4 people. Gumayusi now going to dash forward as Lahens is back in the fight, and somehow all of KT remain alive, but T1, 4 of them have a Baron.
And they get the Baron. Meanwhile, Herald was pushing in the top lane as well. And that's going to be a humongous gold swing here for T1. Keen gets so close, but it's not enough.
It's not. They also got the Faker dies, but worth. And Faker is able to, with a really nice engage, pull them off, as this is Lahens here. Falling for the... I fell for it, he says there. He fell for the clone.
Yeah.
And over here, this is Faker committing. Aiming doesn't ult the Pop Blossom here, so takes the majority of his health bar. And yes, Faker will die for this, but he buys enough space here. I think if Aiming ults that, maybe they could actually get him in back to this fight to chase down some of these additional kills, but T1 will still escape with the Baron. Really nice catch here onto Keen, forcing out his stopwatch as well.
And then Lahens coming in last second. Imagine
T1 to win any of these fights if Guma gets chunked out before the fight starts, or if he's picked for any reason.
Well, there's the keeper's verdict. Unfortunately, Rise not going to be there to help him out, as now Owner is tanking this one up for a moment as Faker gets under the turret. He finds Aiming. He's going to Featherstorm the Casto, and now Faker once again has to go golden. Magnus Storm's decent, but Owner is not their target. And now Lahens, he feels like it's time. Still, Gumayusi is free hitting, and Zeus goes golden. Great Charm is going to catch onto the Zeri, but it's not really going to mean that much. That Pop Blossom at the ready, Flash at the ready. If KT are grouped up, it is very, very dangerous. BDD looking for a potential flank angle that makes his way back towards the rest of the team. I don't know whether you necessarily want to die for this one, as that is the Pop Blossom as Faker dives in. Keen gets a huge shield from his Seraphs though, as Aiming once again. Featherstorm, Cuz, who was knocked away, has now come back, and he'll dive in and take Soul Point. They'll also take the team fight as the Magnet Storm is just massive. They'll sacrifice Lahens, but I think they're okay with it. As Guma's trying to be a massive Zeri, and he's going to succeed. The Orbit Deception doesn't work because is going to be there, and now Carrier will not survive. KT, they almost get the ace, and now they're looking for Faker to complete it. Is that the real one is the question. The answer's no, as Faker is on the top side of the map. And KT, they're still alive?
The KT he survives, he's got Merc Treads, he's got that Rod of Ages, additional health. Look at how tanky Keen is here, and he just absorbs a lot of the pressure here in this fight, and Rel is not here, so it looks like this fight is done, it's over. But then, BDD, tons of damage over the wall here as well, and then comes in, fishes for this charm as Lahens engages, and Cuz is so tanky, he's ready for the Magnet Storm turn, and T1 just couldn't do the Dragon fast enough while also trying to force in that choke point against the tanky Rise. Huge overextension means KT now in the driver's seat in this game.
And I think we also see there some of the hesitation. If you knock away Cuz, and you are looking at a three-man Pop Blossom still not being able to follow up there, as Faker should be able to TP out here.
Yeah, that was a great high five from Hirai and a great teleport from Faker to keep himself alive. Control Ward is going to give them the news that in fact he just survived, and also gets to mid lane and pushes away. Does find that Faker is here. Blooming Burst doing a fair bit of work, as now Keen looking for that flank angle. Huge knock up on a Gumayushi, who goes straight up to the sky, and Keeper's Verdict this time is going to connect onto him. Oh, the charm is incredible, but BDD still has to flash to get out of the way, and Faker Cuz gets into the pit and he steals it away! Faker's gonna go down as well, as BDD is running around with 0 health and reckless abandon. Keen goes golden, Cuz is still healthy. Gumayushi's terrifying though, and they cannot underestimating aiming is still also free hitting. Gumayushi, how are you still up and alive, as Zeus is just gonna be left to the wolves. T1, the bottom lane's not going to be able to do it by themselves. They've got themselves a Baron in the Realm Warp. They're looking to try and secure it. Crash down for Cuz over the wall as Gumayushi. Can he actually make the great escape? The Extendo Beam's going to slow down Cuz, but I think the speed up should be there, and Keen, he's going to end it. There it is. And the GA's going to go down. Carrier dies on his own terms, but it's still going to be the delayed ace. And KT, I think they've done it. I think they may have just queued up Silver Scrapes.
I think they may have. They're going to
use it on the Xayah. Is already difficult to kill because she has her ultimate, of course, both summoners available here. Faker.
Okay, there's the Pop Blossom. Featherstorm is going to be there to react, and Faker just dies. The crash down from Cuz now as they're looking for the fight, and Keeper's Verdict does absolutely nothing, and there's Lahens. He finds the backline, but Gumayushi's still alive. Gets the wild growth as well, and Zeus, oh my goodness, he basically pops like a balloon. And Lahens is going to be the one that takes down Gumayushi, because of course he is. And here it is, ladies and gentlemen. 3, some might say that it's a bit late, but it ain't too late. And they're going to win game 4 as well. These Nexus turrets are not long for the world. Ona going to try as he might, but he's just going to provide some padding of the KDA. And here it is. KT take a second Nexus for themselves. It's now 2-2.
And this series is definitely going to go down as one of the... Going to try to opt into something a little bit harsher. Will he go Gangplank here for some additional damage? I mean, there's not really any limiting factors here. Keen gets the opportunity to pick the Renekton here in this final game. It was one of the picks that he was kind of a liability on last time these two teams met up. It hasn't been his best day on the pick, but they trusted him one final time here.
Really beat Daejon.
The most Daejon at that point. As Ona's going to be able to take the first Drake. Successfully does so here as BDD looking to try and take this control ward. Will get snared once again. And Faker not going to get balefully struck. And now there's the flash forward from Cuz. They get the stun. Ulti comes through there as the Pop Blossom's going to come down as well. They're trying to catch the Poppy, but he's so incredibly durable, but so's Faker. He just moves his way out, and now it's Ono who's just slashing it up. And that's going to be first blood onto Cuz, and maybe another one as the fear comes in. Another belt right now. So eye poke momentarily as there's a Hex Flash over. Paranoia comes down. Poppy going to steal this one away as it's the flash forward. And Cuz is going to find it with the Keeper's Verdict, but the Pop Blossom's decent. Keen, a big crocodile. And Zeus... second Drake for T1 is going to be started. Cuz going to waltz on in. Let's see whether T1 are going to be able to lock this one down. Yeah, he's just going for the flash. And there it is. The cage comes down. The quickness is so good, but the Pop Blossom's going to be there. Massive damage as the Poppy is going to go down. Ona gets into the back line, gets the fear onto aiming. It's It's a double for Faker and one for Ona, and T1 clap back.
I mean, this is practically flipping the game on trying to hard engage on a Nocturne who's got a wild growth right next to him. And it's just a really easy turnaround here for T1 KT. KT again, he might get two.
Yep, the Dark Matter going to come down as Zeus just, walks out of the way of the cage. So he does not care about that one at all. And now Zeus going to hang out towards his bottom side. They won't have Mega Gnar available for the fight, but it may not stop them from just going for it anyway. Faker has the Pop Blossom up and available. Keen flashes over, looks for Ona as he pops the Paranoia. Quickness comes in, doesn't find the real Faker though, as now Zeus gets into the backline, and maybe a flanking Mini Gnar is going to be enough. As now Pop Blossom flying forward, blinds just the air. As Faker is still in a safe position. The event horizon goes down, the Drake getting confused about who it wants to fight. And Zeus is still flanking. A real fight, not really popping off just yet. As Keen, behind this wall, has a massive amount of fury, wants to find Ona. And Ona wants to find him. The health bar is very low as now Cuz gets the smite. They're going to leave the Crocodile for this Nocturne, and BDD's going to go down as well. So T1 grab a couple of kills.
All you have to do is delay a little bit, but 15 seconds. Looks like they've got enough time.
Yeah.
What about Cuz?
Yeah, Cuz could definitely be frustrating here as Carrier is going to flash the wall. He's going to get it. He steals it! In game 5, Cuz gets over the wall. They both die. Right, it's another 2 kills. Yeah, Lahan's caught on a flank here as well as KT teleport Keen in. There's a grand entrance. Keeper's Verdict comes down. And Cuz doesn't find anything with it. That is going to be the Drake secured here by T1. That's sold just before. So Paranoia, not something that KT has to deal with. And they do have a cage to block this approach. We'll be able to find an outer turret at least.
Great use of the terrain there in the zone denial that Poppy and Veigar provide as we're not done.
Yeah, King gonna have to dash his way out. Event Horizon comes down again, breaks his stopwatch, is now Gumayushi getting flanked, but they're still gonna be able to do so much damage to He's taken down. And now Cuz is having to flash to get himself the heck out of there. Aiming doesn't press his R button, but T1 is still pressing forward and they are gonna be able to take this outer turret. That is a 4 for T1. Yeah, Carrier looking for a ward as Hex Flash to try and get him in there. Pop Blossom gonna go awry once again. And there it is, the flash in comes forward. Can they secure the battle? Oh, what the hell? 2 in 1 game, are you insane? They kill the Nocturne. All right, teleport to come in from Keen, but this Drake is going down extraordinarily quickly. Paranoia comes through. That is going to be Chemtech Soul. As Cuz not really going to find anything. Gumayushi is just going nuts. And there's the quickness, but a 4-man Pop Blossom from Faker, and Cuz is going to go down still. Faker may follow, and Keen is kind of massive. He slices his way out of the fight, and aiming, he can't fight anymore either. BDD trying to Megacone his way out, and Keen dives into the backline. I don't know about that one. And KT, can you escape is the question, because that's what you're going to need to do. As BDD stays alive, okay, that's a flash forward, and aiming takes matters into his own hands. He's still got the GA. Zeus is going to be taken down for the triple, and it's aiming the one that they're looking for this inner turret. They might even be able to take more.
I don't know. Nexus. Faker is about to come up, so they'll get an inner, they'll get aiming even more fed. But this game is still not good.
Killer instinct against this very team, as now Paranoia is going to come in. The Keeper's Verdict and a steal from Ona. Every single barrier to push. Oh man, this inner turret's going to be taken down. Looks like T1 not going to push. Baron power play. These inner turrets looking in trouble as the Keeper's Verdict not going to do anything to save this one. Should be able to give T1 a huge edge moving towards this one unless KT find themselves any sort of fight. But this inhibitor, the inhibitor turret going to be taken down. And I wonder, like, do you even...
There we go.
Okay, we're going to look for it. There's a flash out from Carrier to deny Cuz his heroic entrance.
Faker on the flank.
All right, it's T1 that have started this. Keeper's Verdict goes completely wide. Faker, like you say, looking for that flank angle. They flash. They try to get in there. Zeus is going to flash out, though. And now the Pop Blossom gets in. Now the dive comes through, but aiming is still alive. Zeus is down incredibly low. This Elder as well is getting taken by Cuz. What the heck? And now the Dragon's Wrath is wrought on T1. Plans will be taken taken down, and I cannot handle this series. Who even won that fight? Aiming's going to be able to walk away from it.
A decent amount of damage to try to defend, but if he dies, there's a real world where maybe KT just end this right now. He's got GA as well.
It's so hard to push down against the Zarya.
It's a flash forward as Gumayusi is going to go up into the sky. Cuz will be taken down, and Gumayusi is going to hold on. And he is the main one.
He's on his way.
He has his flash as well. As the cage comes in, Pop lost him down, not going to find aiming, but is it going to be enough? As the paranoia gets into the backline, aiming, going to be able to take down the Nocturne, and he has his GA. Zeus now finds the aiming is dead! T1, they may have done it as Cuz is trying to run for the hills. Speedity and Lehens know that there's no way to stop this Baron.
That might be it! And Zeus Dream, I just don't think there's enough that he can do here, aiming up at 25.
Yeah, the front door was open. They leave the Baron. There's a flash forward from Gumayusi. The cage is down. He avoids the feather storm, and it does not matter. Gumayusi grabs the double. The Nexus turret will be taken down, and T1 will deny the reverse sweep. And they'll meet Genji again tomorrow and qualify for the World Championship.
This team did not come into playoffs as a favorite. This team